Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with that other team here in the metropolitan area, the New York Giants. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Let's go, fellas.
Outside. 50 seconds to Mike. Check, 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 check.
They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Kareem Martin just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
Watch right, watch right. Watch right. Here we go, here we go. Mike 42, Mike 42.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. Open man is Anderson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Back six, back six. Here we go. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
From the 44, Darnold. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 33. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area, but they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Bell. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Darnold from the gun. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team just trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Running it with the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year a season ago, Saquon Barkley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run with Barkley. And an alley to run. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Always a plethora of storylines when the Jets and Giants get together, and certainly one big storyline is what they've been able to do in the backfield. Saquon Barkley, he's the Giants' future in the backfield, and now Le'Veon Bell coming over from Pittsburgh. He has really solidified what the Jets want to do carrying the football, and both of these guys' threats catching it as well. They really appear to both be set for years to come. These are going to be some fun battles to watch.
Here we go. Booty base. Go. Hey, Haywood.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones going right side. He finds Slayton. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Jones to throw on 3rd down. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Corey Coleman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants have taken the lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Jets offense ready to go in this Battle of New York. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
that.
Super toe.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to clear you.
They'll run it with Bell. Bell a 1st down and then some as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Mike's 47. Mike's 47. Bring
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. Found his target, it's Anderson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 38-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first and 10, Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And this Giants defense getting off the ball quickly. They stop him behind the line again. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their third one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're late in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. A first down carry for Barkley. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing Jones. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Now Jones on 3rd down. He finds Coleman.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Giants.
Down. 8, read.
Check, block 54.
You draw Horford.
Here we go.
Here's Gallman. And he's got room. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That good for 19 and a first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Another try for Barkley. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
5.
57's right. Push him back. 57. Mike, 57.
Jones now. Going to throw on 3rd and goal. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Rosas' kick is good. Remember, with Rosas, there was some speculation last year in the preseason that he might not hold on to his job with the Giants.
But he certainly answered the challenge, didn't he? 32 of 33 during the regular season, 97% that is, and was named to the NFC Pro Bowl team. And by the way, at 6'3", 234, he can bench press your kicker.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Jets offense ready to go in this battle of New York. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. A 1st down throw, Darnold. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. B.J. Goodson with a pick. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Come on, set. And two stop.
1st down, New York.
Danny weapon.
Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4. Come on, boy. Come on.
They'll run on 1st down. Barkley. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Hey, high 7. Check 24. Check 20. Go. Now.
Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
That's how we do, dude.
Bravo. Now. Ready?
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jones. And Tate's got it. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. A lot of eyes on Golden Tate this year to see if he can take over some of the production that OBJ had before he got shipped to Cleveland. You know, Beckham had 1,000-yard seasons 4 of his 5 years in New York. Golden Tate struggled at the end of last year in Philadelphia, but he had a really good run in Detroit, including 3,000-yard seasons in the middle of this decade. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Look at me. Zipper. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Fight.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones. And that's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Hey, echo.
25, check 25, check 25. 57, Mike, 57. Y'all not ready.
Get.
Jones to throw on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Intercepted. The Jets take over 1st and 10.
The Jets offense ready to go in this Battle of New York. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
49, check 49, check 49. Red 80.
Darnold now to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Let's go.
On the
And
ready.
this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you.
61. Matchbox right.
Kill, kill, kill.
Hey, Charlie.
Kill, Charlie.
Now Jones. A final shot before break. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Trumaine Johnson. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Giants, I guess you could say, on top of the Jets in this New York rivalry. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, 2nd half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They try and run on 1st down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Ready, set. Look at me. Go.
Punt formation. Come on, boys, come on.
Hey, orbit. Hey.
Jones now, operating from the gun. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. This is caught, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. Rosas to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Jets offense ready to go in this battle of New York. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. This is Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Here's Darnold. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Taken in at the 22. And he'll be out right at the 35. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Protein spill.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Open man right side is Ingram. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
50,
On 1st down, Barkley. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Gallman. Henry Anderson there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
6-6, pull it high.
Tighten up, tighten up. Check 3.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Jets offense ready to go in this battle in New York. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, defensively, you got to key in on Bell, make him the focal point to stop it, and they've been able to do that.
And he has gotten better every year he's been in the league, always adding something to his game, one of the premier runners in the NFL.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. B.J. Goodson with a pick. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. And that's another great play to come away with the football.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 37-yard line.
They'll go to Barkley again. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Ready. 60-yard. Rock it.
They'll run on 1st down. Barkley. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Jordan Jenkins there on the tackle.
Hey, dude. You draw Porter. Hey, Sam.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down.
Hard. Go.
This is Gallman.